Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to check out this video. This is a removable nest from inside somebody's attic. This is a yellow jacket nest that had started to develop in the top corner of the customer's house, and this customer was freaking awesome. She had found me on YouTube, and she had broken out her camera the second I got there and started filming and getting some awesome kind of more behind the scenes shots of me and getting set up and things, which is freaking cool. So these are actually her shots here. She got some shots of the back corner. This is actually while I was up in the attic doing the removal, and just kind of getting a little bit of image of the swarm. So these guys, she was noticing them flying in and out, and then there was a stain on the drywall in the ceiling of her guest bedroom, and so she gave me a buzz, pun intended, to come over and take a look and see if I could find and locate the nest. So without having to go through the drywall, preferred to kind of just go up through the attic. So,
Dan, would you mind handing me up my blue bin?
Okay.
And I'll just do everything from up here.
Okay.
Okay.
And that way I wouldn't have to come back down right away.
Okay.
Thank you. And then if you could hand up my vacuum, and just be careful because they have latches on the side. Just be careful it doesn't open up on you. I'm gonna toss down this extension cord too. You can plug that in for me.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want the light on up there?
Is there one? Oh yeah, if you don't mind. We're getting started. We're gonna get some yellow jackets out of girlfriend's attic here, and nice and toasty, just the way we like it. Sweating, look like I just jumped in a swimming pool. So I'm gonna get started a while. Yellow jackets are over there, so that's where I'm gonna go. So they're usually pretty dark, and not dank, more dry and hot. But toss across. Maybe I stirred somebody up when I did that.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. And then right behind you, I'm gonna grab my bin, because that's where I'm gonna put the
Do I need to duck?
No, you don't need, no, you're good. The setup's gonna take longer than the actual removal.
That's okay. At least I'll have setup here, huh? I mean, it'll be kind of cool. You don't usually get this.
Yeah, right?
Tell me when to run.
Yeah, you're good for now. I'll give you a shout.
Okay.
Just gonna start filming a while.
Yeah, I'm thinking I do have a board that I could send up here that would run across. Okay, and it would fit up here too. Just for your sake, so you don't fall through it.
No, I'm good. No, I'm not going through into your bedroom, I promise.
Oh, that's not my bedroom. That's a guest room.
Oh, that's right.
I get the master bedroom. Are you kidding me?
You get all that room to roll around.
The one who snores?
All right, let's put that right there. Just a little bit of ambiance. All right, so this is the time you might want to scoot down a while.
I'm moving.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Get ready.
All right, sounds good.
I'm going. Camera's going on.
Okie doke.
Okay, it's off.
alright, so first things first, we'll just pull the insulation that was laying there. There's actually 2 layers of insulation. So just to pull them out and see if I can't find exactly where the nest was. I had my suspicions.
There's the nest.
Just because of where the stain was on the ceiling. It was a pretty dead giveaway indicator. But yeah, still, opening up the insulation, you still just don't know what you're going to find under there, how big or how involved it's going to be. So when I pulled the insulation back, it pretty much disturbed the nest. They started swarming out. They're going to my light, which is great. That light gets so hot, it kind of cooks them and starts to smell like burnt toast. So that's how you know that it's time to suck up a few that are laying on the glass lens. So just doing a little bit of damage control here, just trying to suck up a few of them as I go along. And the usual process of vacuuming up the foragers and not spraying the actual comb, because I wanted to feed the comb to my girls. And this had about it was a large big patty, so the actual amount of layers, I think it was just 2 actual layers, but they were about probably 18 by 18 square, and then little satellite patties here and there on the actual nest. So you can see up top there that we're on the roof. Those are Polistes wasp nests. They're like usually black and yellow, similar to yellow jackets, or they can be brown and black. but those ones are actually older nests. See how they're caked to the glass there on the light. So I let them kind of cook for a few seconds, and then once I start to see a little fume of smoke, then I suck them off there. So you can see here that the nest was kind of built into the insulation a little bit. It's actually, the fiberglass is kind of nestled and meshed in with the envelope. And you can see there at the drywall where they actually chewed down into the drywall and began to excavate out. They are really smart, but they easily could have just built up a little higher instead of trying to chew down through the drywall. It's a lot easier to excavate out insulation for them than it is to chew through drywall. That drywall is compromised pretty much down to the paper at one point. When I went in there and touched it, it felt like a piece of cardboard or a piece of construction paper that had been painted over. So once I pulled the insulation away, this is a really, really hot day. So once the insulation was pulled away, they were exposed to the heat pretty much instantly. And pretty much any wasp is pretty sensitive to heat increase. And they were pretty much becoming sluggish almost instantly. And so there was nothing sprayed there. They're not spazzing out because of a spray.
You can hear them. They're everywhere. So they're chewing away at the drywall here, down into that bedroom that's just below here. So we're going to vacuum up as many as we can here and get this comb out of here.
Much better. So my usual technique of just vacuum up as many as I can, and then once the nest is actually pulled out, then I'll go and spray the black flag down in the soffit, and get that out of there. Look how thin that is. Spray the black flag down where the soffit is, and just where they were going to be trying to come back from outside. And this species is a German yellowjacket, and it's interesting how they actually will start building, because the comb was down there on the drywall. That big patty right there was face down on the drywall, and then they started building a heavy thickness of envelope coming up from the soffit, and you'll see me pull that out here in a little bit. And it's just funny because it really wasn't too well attached to the actual comb. It was just kind of off to the side coming up. It was like Hansel and Gretel. You know, a little bit of breadcrumbs showing the new workers how far they got to come into the house to get to the nest. So one point that I don't get to show here that I do want to address from my last video, I mentioned about yellow jackets when they sting you and they latch on and you smack them and smash them against either your skin or your body. Or your clothing, that the stinger can then disembowel them, and it has nothing to do with a barbed stinger. That's a honeybee thing. That's not yellow jackets. Wasps have smooth stingers, so they can sting you repeatedly. That's not what I was talking about. What I was referring to is when they sting you and their stinger is in your skin or in your clothing, and then you smack them and smash them. Oftentimes it can disembowel them. And it's mainly just because their body then detaches from the stinger sac, or the venom sac. So that was one thing that I mentioned in my last video, and I had gotten a few confused comments regarding that only honeybees have barbed stingers, blah, blah, blah. And that's just not what I was saying. I wasn't referring to their stinger itself, just the mechanism of being swatted while they were stinging. But something that happens here is a good demonstration is when they're stinging me and they sting my glove, which is goatskin leather, and their stingers get stuck just because they shoot them in so far, and then they can't pull out. Almost like a pencil compass, like they're kind of spinning around in circles because their stingers are stuck and they're trying to crawl away from it. Well, eventually, sometimes they'll disembowel themselves and their stingers left behind, and you can see the stinger sac, or the venom sac.
chunk of envelope. These guys are going to die up here in this heat anyway. They were insulated from, well, the insulation, but... Get the rest of this comb out of here. These are different Palaestes wasp nests.
Before anybody asks, it's going right out the soffit. The soffit's acting the way it should. It's pulling, drafting air out the from the attic. And that's just a foaming wasp spray, just to get any of the foragers that are coming in through the hole, and unbeknownst to them that the nest is gone. So after getting the nest home, bringing it down for the chickens, for my girls, just vacuuming up a few of the extra adults that are left over. The majority of those are newly hatched adults, but underneath that comb, I think they were more mature adults, I should say. So they start flying as soon as I pick up that comb. There's a lot of new adults there, but there was definitely some mature adults that are flying out. So I don't think I have my suit on here. I think I just have my gloves on. But typically, when mature adults fly out, they do more of an orientation flight more than just coming right to me to sting me. So I don't have to worry about that too much because they just don't know where they are. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in and check out this video. If you guys enjoyed this content, drop in the comments, let me know what you think. If you guys haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. I try to have new content coming out several times throughout the week. If you have any suggestions for future videos, drop in the comments, let me know what you want to see next, i.e. bald-faced hornets, yellow jackets in houses, ground nest removals, whichever, just let me know. If you guys have been subscribed for a while and you guys have been supporting my channel, thanks so much for tuning in to check out my content and supporting my videos, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.